program is an opinion program. The opinions expressed by the hosts and guests of this program are not opinions of the management, staff, and advertisers of this station. Please direct all criticism, concern, and adulation to the hosts of this program.
Welcome to Alabama Politics. This week, I am Dale Jackson. I'm a radio talk show host. You can hear my show 5 to 9 a.m. on WVNN in Huntsville. Mecca Music is not here. She's brokering some sort of peace deal in Iran or something. But here in exchange for her, Emily Hayes. She is my co-host on WVNN in Huntsville. Don't forget, still go to 256today.com. Smart news for smart people. Check that out today. Emily, we've got an interesting show today. I think this is the second time you've co-hosted this show?
Yes.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Good luck. Andy Whitt will be here. He is a state representative representing the Harvest area, and he has been involved in a lot of different things in the Alabama legislature over the last couple of years, and we'll have a very interesting conversation with him. I've got a party shot for you about Elon Musk's America Party, which is incredibly stupid. We'll get to that in a minute, but right now, let's go ahead and get to the 2-minute warning. All right, Emily, Donald Trump got this done last week, the big, beautiful bill. Some people call it the one big, beautiful bill. I don't like that. Big, beautiful bill. And let's talk about the impact here on the state of Alabama. We talk a lot about the impact nationally and how much money is going to come or be saved or spent or whatever the issue is. But I think it's overlooked inside the state of Alabama because the Alabama legislature has to allocate money for Medicaid and other services that are mandated from the federal government. And they talk about how you can get on it and the requirements. Well, those requirements have changed significantly. If you're me, a 46-year-old man sleeping on your mom's couch, not that I do that, but if I did do that, I would be able to get Medicaid. But they should be able to say, hey, you're able-bodied, go get a job. They can do that now. Emily, how much is this going to impact people in Alabama? It's impacting people everywhere. Is it going to be enough to, and some people think, well, it's going to cost the Republicans election because their voters are laying on their mom's couch or something. Well, what's the impact here in Alabama, you think?
I mean, it's yet to be seen. I think if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, you're going to be just fine, and you're not going to have much to complain about. But the ones who have been skating by and using it as a lifestyle versus a help up or bridging the gap are going to have to tighten up and go to work.
I think that's a good point. And I think that's the same thing with all government benefits. What we've seen is there are people who actually need it. And those would be people who have kids, young kids, medical ailments or something along those lines. If you're taking care of a loved one or something like that, yeah, that issue is the Medicaid's supposed to be there to help you out. But if you're 46 years old and laying on your mom's couch every single day and not working, I think they're going to push it. Do you have any concern for the people who say, I can't figure out the website? Like,
if you can't figure out the website and you can't find someone to help you figure it out, then you don't need it that badly. Because if you need something, you will find a way to get it.
It's funny you say that. There was one of the reports that came out. I forget the agency that did it. They looked at, I think it was somewhere in Texas, and there were people in the report that were like, well, I tried to figure out the website. I couldn't, so I didn't do it. And I lost my benefits. Like, that's on you.
Yeah, you don't care enough.
And I also think, good. Like that's my response. All right, let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about these Texas floods. Absolutely tragic situation in Texas. Over 111 dead at the time of this filming. And it is incredible to watch some of the response here. The locals apparently have had an issue in this area for a while. They've wanted like sirens or something, and they haven't done that. That's obviously going to get resolved. But the attempt to politicize this and the attempt to make this an issue where you're talking as if someone did something wrong here, I think you're going to have a hard time getting there. We tried to do this with all the storms, and my question is always the same for this. And since Donald Trump's in office right now, and a lot of people are saying Donald Trump did this, cuts to the National Weather Service, even though none of that's true. And none of that has taken place. They were staffed, everything was fine. I always ask this question, Emily, I'll ask it to you. Would this storm have been different if Joe Biden were president?
I think the response from the government would be different, but that's about it. The storm, no.
Like the response after the fact?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's possible. But you know, I always say this when these things happen. Like the response to this has been pretty good. We haven't heard a lot of complaining after the fact.
No, it seems like everything they've asked for, they've gotten.
Yeah, a lot of complaining happens after the fact. It's hard to prepare ahead of time and things like this, especially natural disasters when a storm comes up so fast. But they knew that there was a flash flood coming. But I look at this and I think that people who are trying to score these political points, and forget about the vile people who are like, I'm glad they're dead. So we've seen a lot of that. But the people who are trying to score these political points, they just have to ask themselves, if Joe Biden was president, how different would this have been? Would the storm have been different? Would the rain have came less? Would something else have happened? Would someone have been away? None of that's true. There's no evidence any of that is the case. So all this navel gazing and trying to score points, I think, is silly. And I think Katie Britt said it best. She said, look, this is an opportunity for us all to say, okay, let's help these people do what we can. And you got people over here being demons. No, those weren't her words. I'm paraphrasing.
Right.
But you have all these people over here being demons. And I never once saw a natural disaster hit an area and go, ha, they deserve it. What's wrong with those people?
I have no idea. They don't have God in their lives, obviously, because anybody that looks at that situation and can say they deserve it, you're missing something in your heart.
Yeah, I agree with that. And there's a lot of that missing. It's unnecessary, but you're right. That's exactly what's happening here. All right, let's move on to number 3. You do not have to care about this issue. You do not have to care about this issue. Look, I am telling you, you do not have to care about this issue. You're going to be told from all sorts of different people that you have to care about Jeffrey Epstein and all the stuff that went on with this. But I will tell you this right now. My best friend, Dan Bongino, is now the number 2 guy in the FBI. And he had been banging the drum on this issue for a very long time. If you believe he went in there and now it's like parroting some other line for some reason, I've got some news for you. That's probably not what's happening. Everybody wants to believe that their political enemies are pedophilic monsters and they've done something wrong and that's why they're doing X, Y, and Z, and this was going to be the thing that was going to expose them all. Never was going to happen. Never. And I think Bill O'Reilly said it best on News Nation this week when he came out and he said pretty clearly, and he had spoken to Donald Trump, he said, look, this idea of a list is a bunch of names that knew nothing about what Jeffrey Epstein were doing and did nothing illegal with him. Maybe they went to lunch with him and now they're going to be on a list. That's one of the reasons it hasn't been released. And I'll just say this one time before we move on this. You have to also look at the other issue of this. And that issue is Biden was president. Well, this has been going on. Trump is now president. Well, this was going on. If they had any ammunition to use against the other side, do you not think the DOJ under Biden was vengeful and going after people? Of course they were. Do you not think Trump is a petty, vengeful man as well? Of course he is. Emily, do I have to care about this?
You don't have to care about this.
Why do people care about this?
People care about this because they've heard about it for so many years, and there's got to be something awful and nefarious behind it all, and they want to know what it is.
They want the bow.
They
want the bow on all this. They want it
Right.
tied up, and they want it to make sense.
They've been invested in multiple seasons of the Jeffrey Epstein saga, and now they need the payoff. They need the series finale, and they're not going to get what they want. They're not going to get what has been speculated on talk radio and on cable news for years. They're not getting the payoff, and they're not happy about it.
That's right. This is like a show that goes off the air without a finale.
Right.
And
what a cliffhanger.
Yeah, the cliffhanger. I mean, it's going on so long. Some of the girls are actually legal age now. That's how long this thing has been going on. This is obviously that's a joke, but this is like a terrible story that people wanted an answer for. But I remind people, he was convicted in like 2008. Yes, he got a sweetheart deal.
Sweetheart deal, yeah.
That's how long this thing has been going on, and there's just been this speculation. I'm just telling you, there have been enough administrations with enough petty-ass people involved that would have come out and nailed their political enemies, and none of them did it. And unless it's like a détente where everyone's like, mutually assured destruction on everybody, I just don't see why some random guy in the DOJ wouldn't release the list and say, I don't like these guys, let's go after them. And on the Biden thing, I do want to mention this. The Biden administration went after Trump in so many different made-up ways. If you think they wouldn't have done this in a heartbeat, had there been a reason, they would have. They absolutely would have. Same thing with Trump. He would have flipped it around and done the exact same thing. Let's move on. Lastly, Tommy Tuberville is one of many members of the United States Senate and other congressional seats saying that it is time for ICE to basically be unleashed. Tommy Tuberville, the senator from Alabama, the soon-to-be governor from this state, even went as far as saying that it is time for them to push back on crowds and mobs coming after them. And if, that's a big word there, if they feel like their life is threatened and if they're seeing these mobs coming after them, then they should shoot back. He's 100% right. Some people said, I don't really like that wording. Oh, it's reckless, it's dangerous, and all these other things. Well, also what's dangerous is 11 people being arrested in Texas for going after an ICE facility. Another person being killed while they shot up an ICE facility. The rhetoric here has gone absolutely crazy. Is Tuberville going too far? Unleash ICE? Is his rhetoric too much?
I don't know. Because I've seen both sides of this when people have been ambiguous in the way that they've said things, and like you look at how vile the left has been, and then these attempts on Trump's life because they were saying that he's a threat, an existential threat.
He's a fascist, he's a Nazi, he's an existential threat.
So when you say unleash ICE, I mean, I should be able to do their job without worrying if they're going to be able to go home at night or if their kids are going to be safe with the doxing of their whole families and stuff like that. I don't know what the right answer is here. I don't know what the right language is here, but I think everybody needs to take a step back and let government officials do the job they've been asked to do.
Right, and when ICE shows up to do something, there shouldn't be mobs out there trying to fight them. And I've seen multiple videos this week where ICE comes to do something. They have people ramming their cars. They have people fighting them in a doctor's office. I mean, there's all these different things that are taking place. And every single one of those interactions can turn completely sideways for everyone involved.
Right.
The law enforcement could have to use deadly force. They're at threat of having deadly force used against them. It is an unknown thing. It is completely crazy that the left continues to kind of push this. And look, ICE is going after the bad guys. They're taking people out. And just bottom line here is this has been wildly successful. I mean, I've heard from people who say, well, not enough people are being deported. I'll tell you this, self-deportations are out of control. You were seeing nobody coming in illegally through the border. You're seeing people being put out, bad guys. They're not going and rounding up people picking crops unless the person next to them is selling meth.
Right.
I mean, that's how this thing is going, and it's important that people understand that. Emily, thank you very much. Let's take a quick time out. When we come back, Andy Whitt will be with us. He's a state representative representing the Harvest area. Stay tuned. You're watching and listening to Alabama Politics This Week.
Fox 54 Plus is your streaming home for news from the world of sports. Join the Fox 54 sports team for local highlights and insights. Stream Fox 54 Sports Extra anytime on Fox 54 Plus. Live, local, and always on.
Opioids that were prescribed by a doctor, it's no big deal.
The pills we felt were probably the least harmful because something that came from a doctor, it can't be that bad.
This feels so good and I want to feel this way every day.
3 and 4 pills would turn into 9 and 10 pills.
Old values and morals were completely cast away.
Addiction is lying to you.
There is a way out.
You just have to reach out for help.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for University Kia. This is my son Grant. He's a busy guy. Chess, piano, basketball, wrestling, baseball, you name it. There's probably some stuff that I missed that my wife will be mad about, but here's the thing. It's important to have reliable transportation. And my friends at University Kia, they take great care of me. I've been driving Sportages my entire life. My wife drives a Telluride now, and it is the perfect vehicle for the busy family. Folks, University Kia, let them take care of you like they've taken care of my family. That's University Kia. Learn more at universitykia.com.
Tom, Grant and Dale Jackson sent you.
Scout Pest Control is your one-stop shop for pest control. We do it all, from rodents to mosquitoes, termites to bed bugs. We offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee on all our services. When you think pest control, think Scout. ScoutPestControl.com.
You work hard to earn little escapes because doing your best means being your best. So let us help you discover your best at Premier Dental Spa. With our unique blend of cosmetic, dental, and spa-like aesthetic services, you'll leave feeling relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. Make sure the best you is here to stay and book your appointment online today at premierdentalspa.com.
At Elite Door Service, we're your local experts for all things garage doors, residential and commercial. Our licensed and insured team is led by a certified master technician. When it comes to garage doors, don't settle for average. Choose Elite Door Service.
Think you need a new roof? Think again and save thousands. We'll help you put off the high cost of a roof replacement for at least 5 years.
Or 10.
Or sometimes even 15.
We're America's most trusted roofer because we always try to save your roof rather than replace it.
We'll restore your roof for a fraction of the cost of a new one. But don't wait. If your roof loses too much protective coating, it's too late. Call now or scan the code and we'll give you an assessment of your roof for free.
What if you could make a free phone call and reduce your car payment by as much as $83 a month? Right now, you could be paying as high as 20% interest. Your new interest rate could be reduced to as low as 2.48%. You can refinance any existing car loan or leased car and save money every month. Make this free phone call and learn how to save hundreds of dollars a year by refinancing your existing car loan.
Fox 54 Plus is your streaming home for news from the world of sports. Join the Fox 54 sports team for local highlights and insights. Stream Fox 54 Sports Extra anytime on Fox 54 Plus. Live, local, and always on.
Welcome back to Alabama Politics This Week. I am Dale Jackson. With me is, well, not always, but Mecca Music is out, so Emily Hayes is in. State Representative Andy Whitt, let's talk a little bit about some of the stuff going on here. You're our guest this week, and we appreciate you being here. Weren't you and
I'm sorry. Before you get to the serious stuff, weren't you guys supposed to be going on a bender this weekend?
It's not this weekend, but we do have it planned. I will go ahead and tell you that it is planned.
For those who don't know, and there's no reason for you to know this, Representative Whitt and I were having a conversation on the radio one time, and he was talking about all the illegal gambling that was going on in the state of Alabama and how he was basically taking a tour of those things. And I was like, I'd like to go see that. I would like to go see all this illegal gambling. What did you learn from that? And did that color any of the gambling legislation you tried to push?
Yeah, I actually did. We learned a tremendous amount, and I think that we've got a good foundation for our bill moving forward. We exposed a lot of illegal gaming that was going on. We showed that sports betting is alive and doing extremely well in Alabama, and it's just growing expeditiously. And also the amount of trouble that we have in passing a piece of legislation.
Yeah.
Whether it be a lottery, a comprehensive gaming package as we had that included sports betting. We learned a lot, and of course, you know the rest of the story. Nothing happened this last session. It was up to the Senate. We were waiting on the Senate to do something, write the bill. There was nothing sent down to the House.
Are we still in the it's all or nothing phase of this?
No, I mean, I think we're going at it in all different ways, because I have made a campaign promise, and I have made a promise to other individuals, you know, in the state. The people in Alabama deserve a right to vote on gaming. They deserve the right to vote on the lottery. They want to vote on it. It's polling extremely high in the 80 percentile. So we need to deliver on that, and that's what I'm working to do. And hopefully we'll see something this session. I can't guarantee it. It's the end of the quadrennium. Elections are coming up, and you know most of the time people are just interested in passing budgets. So.
Yeah, I think lottery, as popular as it is, people want to get in on that. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the other thing. I don't want to make it sound like you're the vice guy, but honestly, like the marijuana thing too. We've talked about that as well. The THC, you know. April Weaver has came out recently, and this surprised me. I'll be honest. She came out and said, you know, we reined it in a little bit, but maybe we haven't gone far enough. Maybe we should be banning this all the way out. I agree with her personally. I think this is a bad idea to open it up at all, but we're trying to more regulate it. I get it. Does that have any chance of coming back and being an outright blanket ban?
You know, I don't know that it does. It had a lot of opposition last year. My goal was to try to pass something in the House that we could do. I passed a very strict bill, I thought, with 5 milligrams, no grocery stores. The CBD drinks are not allowed in grocery stores, things of that nature. All smokables out, all the smokable hemp removed, vapes. And when we came out of the Senate, then we saw that it was raised to 10 milligrams, and then grocery stores were added. So it's a little more liberal that came out of the Senate. So I just don't know if anything will come out of the Senate this year.
Yeah, because it got weakened as it went to the Senate. It didn't get stronger. So I think that's part of it. And you know, the interesting thing about this is you had all this talk about what would happen, all the closures. I'm sure if there were closures, you'd be hearing about them right now. Have there been a lot of smoke stores closing?
No, I heard from a constituent here in Huntsville, and basically what they had told us was, how can we get into law? How can we make sure that we are legal?
How can we play the game correctly?
Because they were concerned about their business. They were doing it right. I mean, they were doing 21 and over only, taking your driver's license. They had very low dosage. They didn't have any smokables. They didn't have any drinks, things of that nature. Now, I heard one over in Morgan County that did shut down, but when it was shut down and shuttered, it opened in May. So we had already passed the law in the state of Alabama, and they had a grand opening. So I don't know if they were just not following along or thought it wouldn't pass. But this is not, the bill that we passed this year is not a ban, a total ban on hemp.
Right.
But it's not the legalization of marijuana either.
No, it's regulated.
That's exactly
it's pretty heavy
right.
regulation.
And we had to have regulations because I tell if you have to pass up the beef jerky to reach over to get your medication in a convenience store, that's not medication.
Yeah.
And also keep this in mind.
It's pretty funny.
If it smells like weed and looks like weed, it's not a vitamin. So these things were being sold in stores, convenience stores across the state. It's unregulated because of the 2018 Farm Bill. And then we regulated it, reeled it in, put parameters on it, 21 and over stores, let the ABC be over that and licensed. And it doesn't need to be an 8th grader's backpack.
And it's showing up there, and that's a big problem. You know, I want to remind people, as we were talking about this a little off the air, I think one of the biggest, most damaging things done to my generation is convincing us that marijuana, THC, and all this other stuff is either medicinal or harmless. And I don't think either of that's true. There are some medicinal usage for it, but it's not making those people better. It's handling other issues and symptoms of other things. And that's a little bit different. We have lost the plot on this, I think, big time. Okay, last thing here I want to talk to you about, it's budgets. It's budgets. We were talking during the Big Beautiful Bill conversation about Medicaid. Alabama still pays some. No, a lot. I don't know why I say some, but they pay a lot on the Medicaid front. On the Medicaid front. You guys obviously didn't factor in this Big Beautiful Bill part of this, into this. How does that change the calculus for Alabama budgets?
So, I think we're still trying to understand what's in the Big Beautiful Bill, as they're calling it. I don't know how it affects Alabama, but it will definitely impact our budgets and what we're able to spend. As you know, the general fund budget has been relying a lot on the SSUT tax, which is a big number and a growing number, but also the interest on state deposits has been a huge dollar amount that's fed into us. So how will the new bill affect us? I don't know, but it will affect us. But there's bills already being discussed, talked about on how we can limit some of the benefits that are being given in some of these programs to make sure we can stretch our dollar and it goes further.
Last question real quick. Medicaid expansion. This probably kills it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think that makes complete sense. Emily Hayes, she's on her way out of here. Show's going to get so much better, I can tell you that much. Andy Whitt, thank you very much for coming on and talking with us. I got a party shot for you coming up next. You're watching and listening to Alabama Politics This Week.
Fox 54 Plus is your streaming home for news from the world of sports. Join the Fox 54 sports team for local highlights and insights. Stream Fox 54 Sports Extra anytime on Fox 54 Plus. Live, local, and always on.
Opioids that were prescribed by a doctor, it's no big deal.
The pills we felt were probably the least harmful because something that came from a doctor, it can't be that bad.
This feels so good, and I want to feel this way every day.
3 and 4 pills with turning to 9 and 10 pills.
Old values and morals were completely cast away.
Addiction is lying to you.
There is a way out.
You just have to reach out for help.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for University Kia. This is my son Grant. He's a busy guy. Chess, piano, basketball, wrestling, baseball, you name it. There's probably some stuff that I missed that my wife will be mad about, but here's the thing. It's important to have reliable transportation. And my friends at University Kia, they take great care of me. I've been driving Sportages my entire life. My wife drives a Telluride now, and it is the perfect vehicle for the busy family. Folks, University Kia, let them take care of you like they've taken care of my family. That's University Kia. Learn more at universitykia.com.
Tom Grant and Dale Jackson sent you.
Scout Pest Control is your one-stop shop for pest control. We do it all, from rodents to mosquitoes, termites to bed bugs. We offer a 100% satisfaction guarantee on all our services. When you think pest control, think Scout. ScoutPestControl.com.
You work hard to earn little escapes because doing your best means being your best. So let us help you discover your best at Premier Dental Spa. With our unique blend of cosmetic, dental, and spa-like aesthetic services, you'll leave feeling relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. Make sure the best you is here to stay and book your appointment online today at premierdentalspa.com.
At Elite Door Service, we're your local experts for all things garage doors, residential and commercial. Our licensed and insured team is led by a certified master technician. When it comes to garage doors, don't settle for average. Choose Elite Door Service.
Think you need a new roof? Think again and save thousands. We'll help you put off the high cost of a roof replacement for at least 5 years.
Or 10.
Or sometimes even 15.
We're America's most trusted roofer because we always try to save your roof rather than replace it.
We'll restore your roof for a fraction of the cost of a new one. But don't wait. If your roof loses too much protective coating, it's too late. Call now or scan the code and we'll give you an assessment of your roof for free.
What if you could make a free phone call and reduce your car payment by as much as $83 a month? Right now, you could be paying as high as 20% interest. Your new interest rate could be reduced to as low as 2.48%. You can refinance any existing car loan or leased car and save money every month. Make this free phone call and learn how to save hundreds of dollars a year by refinancing your existing car loan.
Fox 54 Plus is your streaming home for news from the world of sports. Join the Fox 54 sports team for local highlights and insights. Stream Fox 54 Sports Extra anytime on Fox 54 Plus. Live, local, and always on.
Welcome back to Alabama Politics This Week. I am Dale Jackson. Thank you very much for joining us. We got a lot to get into here. Don't forget, head on over to yellowhammernews.com. Sign up for my email blast, the 7 things you should be talking about today. And I'll give you all those things every single day delivered right to your email inbox. yellowhammernews.com. Right now, though, let's go ahead and get to the parting shot. My parting shot this week is directed at Elon Musk. Take that, Elon Musk. I know you're watching. So listen, you've got a party that you're trying to start, the America Party. And I think the branding is fine, but it's a little transparent what you're trying to do here. The simple fact of the matter is it will fail. The internet is not real life. And while X is fun to play on and do polls and say, should I start a new party? And people say yes. Most people don't even know X exists. The simple fact of the matter is if you do something like this, it will not put America first. It will put America last, because anytime there is a third party, a well-funded third party, it harms their ideological kin. It does not harm their ideological enemy. So the answer to your question of who benefits when all of this happens, if the America Party is a thing, the answer is Democrats. And they don't like you very much. So I don't know if you really want to go down that path right now, but it seems like you actually do. So good luck on that. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here, watching and listening to Alabama Politics This Week all over the great state of Alabama. We'll talk to you soon.
Opioids that were prescribed by a doctor, it's no big deal.
The pills we felt were probably the least harmful because something that came from a doctor, it can't be that bad.
This feels so good, and I want to feel this way every day.
3 and 4 pills would turn into 9 and 10 pills.
Old values and morals were completely cast away.
Addiction is lying to you.
There is a way out.
You just have to reach out for help.
You work hard to earn little escapes because doing your best means being your best. So let us help you discover your best at Premier Dental Spa. With our unique blend of cosmetic, dental, and spa-like aesthetic services, you'll leave feeling relaxed, refreshed, and renewed. Make sure the best you is here to stay and book your appointment online today at premierdentalspa.com.
Hey folks, Dale Jackson here for University Kia. This is my son Grant. He's a busy guy. Chess, piano, basketball, wrestling, baseball, you name it. There's probably some stuff that I missed that my wife will be mad about, but here's the thing. It's important to have reliable transportation. And my friends at University Kia, they take great care of me. I've been driving Sportages my entire life. My wife drives a Telluride now, and it is the perfect vehicle for the busy family. Folks, University Kia, let them take care of you like they've taken care of my family. That's University Kia. Learn more at universitykia.com.
Tom Grant and Dale Jackson sent you.